Boost your green tea with these 6 ingredients. For thousands of years, across some of the healthiest civilizations on Earth, there was a daily ritual. Buddhist monks drank it to stay sharp during long hours of meditation. Samurai warriors relied on it to steady their nerves before stepping onto the battlefield. Emperors demanded it at every meal, believing it held the secret to long life and lasting strength. That ritual was a simple cup of green tea, and what those ancient cultures sensed intuitively, modern science has now proven beyond any doubt. Green tea contains powerful compounds that protect your cells, support your heart, and yes, do something remarkable for the aging prostate. Yet almost everyone who drinks it today drinks it the wrong way. By itself, green tea offers only a fraction of its potential, especially when it comes to prostate health. The way you brew it and the tiny additions you mix it can dramatically increase how powerfully it works inside your body. A pinch of the right spice or a squeeze of citrus can multiply green tea's impact on your prostate by orders of magnitude. You won't believe how much more effective that same cup of tea can be when you do it this way. I'm Dr. Katherine Rotker, a urologist and a men's health specialist. In this episode, I'll show you exactly how green tea works at the cellular level to shrink inflammation and block the hormones that drive prostate enlargement. Then, I'll walk you through 6 specific ingredients you probably have in your kitchen right now, ingredients that multiply green tea's power many times over. I saved the biggest revelation for last, so stick with me. Let's talk about the very first addition, and honestly, it might be the most important one of all. Most men brew tea, sip it, and assume all those precious compounds are doing their job, but the reality is different. Inside green tea, there's a powerful compound called EGCG. It helps calm inflammation and slows signals that encourage prostate growth, yet your body struggles to absorb it. You see, your digestive system is a tough environment. By the time EGCG moves through your stomach and into your intestines, a large portion of it breaks down and never get absorbed at all. In fact, without help, less than 20% actually makes it into your bloodstream. But here's the magic. A squeeze of fresh lemon changes everything. The citric acid and vitamin C in lemon juice dramatically stabilize EGCG and protects it from breaking down too quickly in your stomach. Studies have found that lemon allows 80% of EGCG to remain intact versus almost none in plain tea. That means you could be getting 5 times more of that prostate-supporting EGCG into your bloodstream from that same cup just by adding citrus. Vitamin C itself has its own protective role too. It's essential for collagen production. Collagen is the protein that keeps your blood vessel walls strong and flexible. The tiny blood vessels in and around your prostate need that flexibility to deliver oxygen and nutrients and to carry waste away. To prepare it, brew your green tea first. Let it cool for a moment so the heat doesn't damage the vitamin C. Then squeeze in the juice from half a fresh lemon and stir. You'll instantly turbocharge every beneficial compound in that tea. The second ingredient I recommend you add to green tea might surprise you because it also solves a problem that many men have green tea in the first place. I'm talking raw, unfiltered honey here, not the cheap processed stuff that comes in the little plastic bear and sits on grocery store shelves for months. What you want is raw, unfiltered honey. The kind that looks a little cloudy and might even crystallize over time. That cloudiness means the good stuff is still there. Raw honey contains flavonoids and enzymes that survive only if it hasn't been heat processed. These include compounds like chrysin and pinotsembrin, which have mild anti-inflammatory and even nitric oxide boosting effects. Remember, nitric oxide is that master signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. So, while your green tea is working on one pathway to improve circulation, the raw honey is supporting a different pathway. Here's something even more interesting. Your gut health plays a bigger role in prostate health than most men realize. The beneficial bacteria in your gut actually help break down and activate the compounds in green tea. Raw honey acts as a prebiotic. That means it feeds those good bacteria and helps them thrive. When your gut bacteria are healthy and well-fed, they do a better job of extracting every bit of benefit from the tea you drink. Plus, let's be honest, honey makes this bitter tea drinkable. The natural sweetness means you're more likely to stick with this ritual over months. Just remember to add the honey after your tea has cooled down a little. If you drop it into boiling water, you destroy those delicate enzymes and compounds we just talked about. Wait until the tea is warm, not scalding. Then stir in 1 teaspoon of raw honey. Your prostate will thank you, and so will your taste buds. Now we have the lemon to unlock more of the tea's power and the raw honey to support circulation and make it all taste better. But there's another ingredient that has been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and modern research is now catching up to what those cultures knew all along. I'm talking about fresh ginger root. Fresh ginger in tea is an age-old remedy for digestive comfort, but it also hits prostate tissues from several angles. Ginger contains active compounds called gingerols. These are what give ginger its spicy kick. When you add fresh ginger to your green tea, those gingerols go to work, helping to relax blood vessels and improve circulation throughout your body, including the pelvic area where your prostate sits. They also help thin the blood just a little, which means blood flows more easily and carries oxygen and nutrients where they need to go. More importantly, ginger has been shown in scientific studies to directly fight the inflammation and cell growth that cause prostate enlargement. In one animal study, researchers gave a specific compound from ginger called 6-paradol to rats with testosterone-driven prostate enlargement. That compound reversed the enlargement. That means ginger isn't just warming up your tea, it's actively working alongside the EGCG from your green tea to keep your prostate from swelling. While the EGCG is blocking the hormone signals that tell your prostate to grow, the ginger is calming the inflammation that makes that growth worse. Ginger can also improve digestion and nutrient absorption overall, which means your body may absorb those catechins from your tea even more efficiently. To use ginger, you don't need ginger powder from a spice jar, though. That will work in a pinch. Fresh ginger is better. Just take a piece about the size of your thumb, peel the skin off, and grate about a teaspoon into your cup. Drop it in while your tea is steeping. If you prefer a stronger ginger flavor, you can slice a few pieces and simmer them in the water for a few minutes before you add your tea bag. That warm, spicy note blends perfectly with the lemon and honey, and it makes the whole cup feel soothing and comforting. This next one might sound a little strange. I'll be honest with you, when I first came across this idea years ago, I raised an eyebrow myself. But the science behind it is so compelling that I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't share it. We're talking about cayenne pepper. Yes, the same red powder you might keep in your spice rack for adding heat to soups and stews. Cayenne, or any hot chili pepper, contains capsaicin. That's what makes it hot. When capsaicin touches the inside of your mouth and your digestive tract, it interacts with specific receptors on your nerve endings. These receptors are called TRPV1 receptors. Think of them as little switches. When capsaicin flips those switches, your nerves respond by releasing something powerful. They release a neuropeptide called CGRP, which is one of the most potent natural vasodilators your body produces. Vasodilator is just something that opens up your blood vessels, and CGRP does this through a completely different pathway than the nitric oxide pathway we talked about with the green tea and honey. This means you're getting 2 separate mechanisms working at the same time. The effect stacks. Blood flow increases more than either one could achieve alone. You might actually feel this working. Many men tell me that within a few minutes of drinking their tea with that tiny pinch of cayenne, they notice a gentle warmth spreading through their chest and face. That warmth is increased blood flow. It's your blood vessels widening and letting more blood move through. For your prostate, this means better oxygen delivery, more efficient removal of waste products, and less of that congested, swollen feeling that comes with poor circulation. There is even some evidence that regular use of capsaicin helps your body produce more of that nitric oxide enzyme over time, so the benefits build on themselves the longer you stick with it. Before you worry that I'm asking you to drink liquid fire, let me reassure you, the amount you need is tiny. We're talking about a pinch so small you can barely measure it. About 1/8 of a teaspoon, just a light dusting stirred into your warm tea. It will give the tea a slight kick, a little warmth, but it will not overwhelm you. You want the therapeutic effect, not a mouthful of pain. A tiny pinch is all it takes to wake up those receptors and get that blood moving. We now come to an ingredient that does something completely different from the others. And given that we just added a touch of honey for sweetness, you might be wondering about sugar. This next addition actually helps your body handle that sugar better while protecting your blood vessels at the same time. I'm talking about cinnamon, but not just any cinnamon. The type matters here, and I'll explain why. The active compound in cinnamon is called cinnamaldehyde. That's what gives cinnamon its warm, distinctive flavor. Cinnamaldehyde actively protects your blood vessels from one of the biggest hidden threats to circulation. That threat is called glycation. Let me explain what that means in plain language. Every time your blood sugar rises, whether from a meal, a sweet treat, or even that teaspoon of honey you just added, some of that excess sugar can stick to the proteins in your blood vessel walls. Think of it like syrup sticking to your fingers. Over time, those sticky sugar molecules cause the vessel walls to become stiff and inflamed. They lose their flexibility. They don't respond as well to the signals that tell them to relax and open up. This process is a major reason why circulation tends to decline with age, especially for men who have struggled with their blood sugar over the years. Cinnamon combats this on two fronts. First, it makes your body more sensitive to insulin. That means your cells are better at pulling sugar out of your bloodstream, so you have fewer of those sugar spikes in the first place. Less sugar floating around means less of it available to stick to your vessel walls. Second, and this is really impressive, cinnamaldehyde has been shown in laboratory studies to actually reverse the damage that glycation causes. In one study, cells treated with cinnamaldehyde were able to restore their nitric oxide production back to normal levels, even after they had been exposed to damaging sugar molecules. That means cinnamon doesn't just prevent future damage, it helps rescue blood vessels that have already been affected. For your prostate, this protection is vital. The tiny blood vessels feeding your prostate need to stay flexible and responsive to deliver oxygen and clear out waste. If those vessels stiffen up from sugar damage, the whole gland suffers. Cinnamon acts like a shield, preserving that flexibility and keeping the nitric oxide pathways working the way they should. Now here's the important part. You need to use the right kind of cinnamon. Most grocery stores carry cassia cinnamon. It's cheaper and more common, but it contains high levels of a compound called coumarin, which can stress your liver if you use it every day. What you want is Ceylon cinnamon. It's sometimes called true cinnamon. It has a milder, more delicate flavor, and it contains only trace amounts of coumarin, making it safe for daily use. You can find it in most health food stores or online. Look for Ceylon on the label. Add between half a teaspoon and a full teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon powder to your warm tea. Stir it well. It dissolves reasonably well and gives the tea a wonderful warmth that pairs beautifully with the lemon and honey. That cup becomes something you genuinely look forward to, and every sip is working to protect your prostate from the inside out. Now we come to the ingredient that truly ties everything together. This one has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, and modern research has confirmed that it's one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory substances on the planet. I'm talking about turmeric. And I'm going to show you why it belongs in your cup, and why you absolutely must add one tiny thing to make it work. Turmeric's star compound curcumin is a beast against inflammation. It's been studied in thousands of papers for conditions from arthritis to heart disease. In the context of prostate health, curcumin acts as a master switch for inflammation in your body. It works by inhibiting two specific pathways, NF-κB and KOX2. Those pathways are the signals that tell your body to create inflammation. By blocking them, curcumin essentially turns down the volume on inflammatory activity throughout your body, including in your prostate. In fact, a recent clinical trial looked at men who were already taking standard medications for prostate enlargement. One group continued their medication alone. The other group added a curcumin extract to their daily routine. After 1 year, the men taking curcumin actually saw their prostate volumes decrease and their PSA levels drop. The men on medication alone did not see that same improvement. That's significant. Curcumin behaved like a gentle, natural version of some prescription medications, without the side effects. The only hitch is curcumin's bioavailability. On its own, it's poorly absorbed. This is where black pepper comes in. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. Piperine slows down the breakdown of curcumin in your gut and liver, allowing far more of it to reach your bloodstream. In one study, adding just 20 milligrams of piperine increased curcumin absorption by 2,000%. That's not a typo. 20 times more curcumin made it into the bloodstream simply by adding a pinch of black pepper. And here's the beautiful part. Piperine has also been shown to enhance the absorption of EGCG from your green tea. So that tiny pinch of pepper helps both the turmeric and the tea work better at the same time. When you add turmeric with a grind of black pepper to your green tea, you're adding a final layer of defense. The EGCG is already blocking the hormone signals that tell your prostate to grow. The curcumin is shutting down any remaining inflammatory triggers that could keep that gland swollen and irritated. They work together, each covering territory the other doesn't reach. You'll want to add about 1/4 to half a teaspoon of ground turmeric to your warm tea, along with a tiny pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Stir it well. The flavor is earthy and mild, and it blends beautifully with the ginger, cinnamon, and honey you've already added. This combination turns your daily cup into something truly special. Let me walk you through exactly how to prepare this so you get the full benefit from every single ingredient. Start with your water. You don't want it at a rolling boil when it touches the tea leaves. Boiling water can damage some of those sensitive catechins. Bring your water to a boil, then take it off the heat and let it sit for about a minute. At that point, it's roughly 170 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for green tea. Pour it over your tea bag or loose leaves and let it steep for 3 to 5 minutes. If you're using fresh ginger, this is the time to add it. Drop that grated teaspoon in while the tea steeps so the gingerols can infuse into the water. Once the steeping is done, remove the tea bag or strain out the leaves. Now you need to let the tea cool a little more. If the tea is still scalding hot when you add your other ingredients, you'll destroy the vitamin C in the lemon and the beneficial enzymes in the raw honey. Wait until the tea is warm, comfortable enough to drink but not burning hot. Now add your ingredients in this order. First, squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. Stir it in. Next, add your teaspoon of raw honey. Stir until it dissolves. Then add that tiny pinch of cayenne pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Follow that with 1/2 to 1 full teaspoon of Ceylon Cinnamon. Then add 1/4 to half teaspoon of turmeric. Finally, grind in a tiny pinch of black pepper. Stir everything thoroughly so it all blends together. That sequence ensures each ingredient incorporates smoothly, and you end up with a single, unified cup that delivers everything we talked about. Let me walk you through exactly how to prepare this so you get the full benefit from every single ingredient. Start with your water. You don't want it at a rolling boil when it touches the tea leaves. Boiling water can damage some of those sensitive catechins. Bring your water to a boil, then take it off the heat and let it sit for about a minute. At that point, it's roughly 170 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for green tea. Pour it over your tea bag or loose leaves and let it steep for 3 to 5 minutes. If you're using fresh ginger, this is the time to add it. Drop that grated teaspoon in while the tea steeps so the gingerols can infuse into the water. Once the steeping is done, remove the tea bag or strain out the leaves. Now you need to let the tea cool a little more. If the tea is still scalding hot when you add your other ingredients, you'll destroy the vitamin C in the lemon and the beneficial enzymes in the raw honey. Wait until the tea is warm, comfortable enough to drink but not burning hot. Now add your ingredients in this order. First, squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. Stir it in. Next, add your teaspoon of raw honey. Stir until it dissolves. Then add that tiny pinch of cayenne pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Follow that with 1/2 to 1 full teaspoon of Ceylon Cinnamon. Then add 1/4 to half teaspoon of turmeric. Finally, grind in a tiny pinch of black pepper. Stir everything thoroughly so it all blends together. That sequence ensures each ingredient incorporates smoothly, and you end up with a single, unified cup that delivers everything we talked about. Drink 1 to 2 cups of this daily. This isn't a one-time fix. Your body responds to consistency. 1 cup every morning, day after day, week after week will produce far better results than drinking 3 cups sporadically whenever you remember. The benefits accumulate over time. Think of it like exercise or eating well. You don't see the full effect after one day. But after a month, after 3 months, after 6 months, the cumulative impact on your prostate health can be truly remarkable. I want you to think of this differently than you might think of a medicine. This isn't something you have to choke down because your doctor told you to. This is a ritual. It's a daily practice of caring for yourself, the way those monks and warriors from thousands of years ago cared for themselves. They understood that small, consistent actions compound into something powerful over a lifetime. You're doing the same thing. If this information helped you, I hope you'll share it with a friend, a brother, someone you care about. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based health content. I'm Dr. Katherine Rotker, and I'll see you in the next video.